Hi, I'm Diana Montford, the world's first transgender television journalist on the air since 1990, and this is, yes, the one, the only, the inimitable Diana Montford Show. My guest is Miss Keisha Esprit. She is an entrepreneuse, or an entrepreneur, as they say. They insist on calling even women entrepreneur. She is the author of 11 books and will soon have another one coming out. She has a degree in psychology. She is a fashion model. Keisha and I met while we were both modeling for the designer Natasha Verejnaya. And she is going to tell us all about what she's all about. She is a great role model for young people. She is a very intelligent woman. And basically, the show is to prove that beauty and brains do go together. Keisha Esprit is a fashion model, and she's the author of 11 books, and she is in her 20s. You know, I mean, she is an early bloomer. She has it together. And if when I was in my 20s, I'd had it 1/1000th of as together as she does, well, I would have had it together. But instead, I was home with my grandmother reading fashion magazines. Oh, dear. But I'm here now, and that's what counts. And every time you see me turn, I'm checking the time. Okay. So, now, Keisha, where are you from?
I'm originally from Barbados, a Caribbean island, and I share parentage of a Dominican father, Commonwealth of Dominica, and a Barbadian mother.
Did you ever see Claudette Colbert on Barbados?
Pardon me?
Claudette Colbert, the actress?
No.
No. Anyway, in the golden age of Hollywood actress who lived on Barbados. Now, you are the author of 11 books.
Yes, I am.
What are the books about?
Well, the first 3 books are poetry books. The last 8, I just signed a contract with them, Publish America. They're children's books. The first 3 focuses on, the first book name is Esprit Poetry. It's a mixture of the word esprit, the spirit of the vibes of energy given off, positive stuff. The second one is Le Fleurs, and the third one is Esprit Love, a mixture of a woman's perspective on love versus a man's perspective. And the last 8 books I just signed for.
Right. Excuse me, what is the difference between a woman's perspective on love versus a man's?
Well, that's hard to explain because the book is a combination of my opinion and my experiences as opposed to 3 other people in the books. These are 3 males, and they express themselves, so it's like everybody has their own interpretation and experience.
There are 3, I'm sorry, males?
3 males, and I'm the only female, representing the women on our perspective of love and experiences. I would just say that it's hard to say because there's some men who are just as emotional and affectionate as women, and there are some women who are just as negative as some males are, so it's hard to say, which is, there really isn't a difference.
Well, strength and sentimentality have no gender. I mean,
Yeah.
there are strong women, there are sentimental, sensitive men.
I would just say that women are more emotional and they show their expressions more than
Isn't
men.
it possible that that's because they've been conditioned to do
Yes,
that?
yes. Being a psychology major too, I've noticed that, and also my observation over the years with males, they try to hide their emotions and their feelings, but
But not
it's
their
society
anger.
also.
That's the one emotion that's acceptable for males, anger.
Yes,
And that's a shame.
and rejection. They don't like rejection.
No, they don't. They really don't.
They can't deal with it.
No, they can't. But they get very huffy and upset, but whatever. So now, you are bicultural because your mother's from Barbados and your father's from La República Dominicana, right?
Oh no, the Commonwealth of Dominica, that's French. It's next to St. Lucia and Martinique, Guadeloupe. People mistake it up. Mistake.
Oh.
It's really Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica, not Spanish Dominica. Is the nature element, the Caribbean. It's very unique and exotic and has natural beauty.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, why did you start writing?
Well, writing was just a natural thing for me. I expressed myself. women past relationships. I always write notes. I always express my feelings through, writing it down on paper. I think it's just a natural thing. From the time I was 6 years old, I actually wrote my first letter to a company in Barbados. Actually, a business letter, and that's the kind of mentality I had from a young age.
Right.
So from then, I was always writing, and I was a very good reader at a young age, and I could read very well, and write very well too.
Good, 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 good. Now, does the fact that you're beautiful make, well, beauty's subjective, but 99% of the world's population would say that Keisha's beautiful. Does that make it difficult for you to be taken seriously?
No, because most people who know me know I'm a very, I wouldn't say aggressive person, but they call me aggressive. They say because of my culture. But I carry myself well. I like to dress nice.
Yes.
But I'm very serious about life in every aspect, whether it be when I was a former athlete, I took that serious. Writing books, everything in life I take
You're
serious.
a former athlete.
Track sprinter, yes.
Uh-huh.
I was an All-American athlete.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And now you are an author and a model and other psychologist and other things. You have a degree in psychology. You don't practice psychology, do you?
No, I'm actually just practicing it in my books. With my children's book, I'm using my psychology experiences along with trying to share what I've learned through the years and in college with the children.
Mm-hmm.
The last 8 books focus on, it's adventurous and learning a lot, but at the same time enhancing them in their mnemonics, their motor skills, their development, cognitive skills, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just 8 books, and they're 4 of each, dealing on particular subjects.
Mm-hmm. And do books sell well today, given the fact that we live in this computer age?
Well, not as, it's very difficult, very hard business. The literary world is very, I can't even call the word. You have to go out there and work extra harder just to get people to read, because the majority of people are into television and computer technology
thank God
now.
for television.
So they're not really in tune or in tap with literacy in this day and age. I've noticed that. But I try to still do what I can and get the work out there to students. I like to do book signings. I like to spread the word and just get involved in positive movements.
Mm-hmm. Do you, what made you become a model?
Well, I never really wanted to take modeling serious. I remember you mentioned earlier about beauty and all that. I'm not saying it in a negative way, but most models are looked at as just a beauty, and for me, not many models they don't go into the academic side. It's just an image on television. They walk the runway, and that's that, and that's not really what I'm about. But
I know that's about as far away from what you really are as
but
it can be.
I don't even do much. Whatever I wear, people always they always compliment me on my outfits, and I really don't put much effort into dressing. It's just whatever I put on, people like it.
Which is why you're a model, because you wear clothes well.
Yes, but I also grew up from a child. See, my mother, she had a group called the Eleganza group, modeling group. I could have barely walk at that time. I was a little girl, and she formed that group, and I grew up seeing them practicing. They had singing classes, modeling classes. She groomed them and she taught them, and some of these people became very successful singers in Barbados.